WDBT Radio, The Pirate's Booty, the official after show of Dead and Buried Treasures. Hello once again. I am your host for the next hour. My name is Erik Sprowls. I am series creator of Dead and Buried Treasures, where we just got done watching the latest installment of Dead and Buried Treasures, where tonight we hosted the movie House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. And in the studio, we took a bit of a break from the mythology and we got back to a little bit of comedy. We had some fun with this one, where Captain Calico Drake's wacky ex-wife was on the scene. And Diana Cousins played her very well, and she's pushing me into having her be a recurring character. We'll see. Tonight's show is brought to you, as always, by Redbubble.com. Redbubble is your home for anything merchandise related to Dead and Buried Treasures. And let me tell you, before I get... well, I'll come back to that. And of course, you can get your sweatshirts, t-shirts, hoodies, leggings, clocks, shower curtains, computer sleeves, what have you. Their iPhone covers, and gear it toward Dead and Buried Treasures. Our other sponsor is the Phoenix Comics and Toys, which is the home of the Dead and Buried Treasures fan club. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Do you know why I can't talk tonight? I'm just rattled, I guess, from the end of the show, having to hurry over here and change and get ready to do this again. So where you can get the official Captain Drake Decoder statue, quarterly newsletter, and they're coming out with a new Captain Drake statue. More on that in a few, but I want to say a couple kind words about Redbubble.com real quick, and I will also say equally kind words about Phoenix Comics and Toys. When I created this show 2 years ago, in the spring of 2019, it's now 2021, I never imagined that it would take off like it has. We've got an award for being the best TV show produced in Pittsburgh. I was floored by that. I was flattered by that. So humbled, because there's so many good shows out there in the Pittsburgh area. We're now syndicated on multiple venues, from our flagship station, BPTV, PCTV, CUTV, FCTV, WBXZ in Buffalo, the Vortex, the home for horror host horror hosts, and the Monster Channel. It's taken off so well, and we're still growing. So when they said, let's do some merchandise, and Redbubble came out, I thought, wow, that's really cool. Well, as it turns out, I myself got as a Christmas present from a friend a clock. Believe it or not, with me on it, a clock on the face. It's really cool. It was really nice. I opened up and said, wow, that's really awesome. But after about 2 weeks of using it, this is just this past Christmas, it stopped. And I thought, this is going to be one of those cheapo clocks. I said, it doesn't work. And I said, before I make pass judgment, I guess I already did. I said, that clock doesn't work. I tried batteries. It wasn't working. And I said, what's this look like, to everybody out there? So I wrote Redbubble, and I said, hey, look, I got your clock. It's not working. What do I do? And he says, hey, it's not a problem. We'll just reimburse it for you. Don't even bother sending it back. You can trash it if it doesn't work, so we'll just send you a new one. And it was that simple. And the new one works, and that's the end of that. It was so painless, such a painless procedure, and they really do take care of you, and they take care of everything when they ship it to you. They have it in special boxes, sturdy boxes. I ordered a t-shirt from there you've seen me wear on the pre-show before when I hosted the pre-show. It's beautiful. The logos are huge. I'm so glad we hooked up with Redbubble.com. That's a great organization. I'm really happy about that. Now, equally, I'm also happy about Phoenix Comics and Toys, because Rob Fleck down there is a is a gifted artist who really doesn't get enough credit. He's trying, like I am, to build his business, and he's just doing a grand job at it. He has a great idea, you call it a gimmick, where he corners the market on horror hosts and developing. You can get toys and cool T-shirts and weird things that, like the Captain Drake decoder statue. How cool is that? You get to decode messages. Yeah, am I right? I mean, you decode pirate messages. It's pirate themed. And then he came up with the idea of doing different Drake statues based on holidays, and we call it a different variant every year. So in 2019, when we released the original Captain Drake statue, it was me as a pirate. And you can decode messages, secret messages we send out. If you decode the message correctly, we send you gift certificates and whatnot. And we do that, but you can only play if you're a member of the fan club. You can win donuts, you can win oil changes. I mean, you can win either memberships to the fan club. So it's a lot of fun. And then he came up with what we call variant number 2, which was the Santa Drake decoder statue at Christmas of 2020. And you can't even get it anymore because we're only going to release these things when the holidays are around. So it's a collector's item, you know. And all of a sudden, there's a variant number 3 coming out. This July, I'm proud to announce, I guess I'm announcing it here on the after show, we're in the Uncle Sam 4th of July Drake variant. This would be variant number 3, where I wear like a Uncle Sam top hat and there's fireworks around it and an American flag and it's all red, white, and blue. And that's fun. And we're going to do one a year, and to see, I don't know when it'll stop. We mentioned this on the pre-show when I was talking with Rich earlier tonight. And it's going to have some cool things with it. Rob's having an issue trying to find an American flag that he feels that fits the purpose. And I like that about Rob, that he's meticulous. Don't you? Yeah. I'm talking to my producer here in the studio. And he's meticulous he just doesn't use, I suggest, why don't you get one of those toothpick flags, that they have cubed cheese with at parties. He says, no, that looks cheap. I like the fact that he wants to make it look as good as possible. That's why he's a good artist, and he's amazing at what he does. So some good news for that. So it'll be out in July. You can start ordering it in June. We'll have more on it when an ad comes along on our June show or our May show. And for those of you who collect that comes in a great box. And of course, you can still get the other decoder statues out there. And of course, you have the Mr. Bones and Jack mini figurine, which comes with a map inside it, like a scroll that gives you all the decoder settings in case you lose the directions in the box, which would be me. But that's really cool, and there's coming soon. We also have plans for Gertie to have her own miniaturized statue, a decoder statue, as well as the siren in a bottle. We'll have the siren immortalized in a mini figurine. We have plans for Marabella to be immortalized in a figurine, but we have to work out details with that. And Jasper, who is a character that he's going to be introduced this summer as the island caretaker. He's an old man character, and boy, is it funny. I read the script for that. We were writing it, and oh my God, is it just funny. But we don't want to mention too much on that because he isn't even on the show for another couple of months. So we'll get to that eventually, but it's smooth sailing, bright skies for Dead and Buried Treasures. On a downside, and this is where I kind of talk about a little news, I guess, in the beginning before we get to the main show. Some jackalope got into our... I can say that, right? Right, it's I can say it. Some jackalope got into our YouTube channel, some hack, and deleted it, destroyed it. It's all gone. All of it's gone. So if you were subscribed to the channel, we had a lot of subscribers. Stay tuned. Check in with the Facebook page from now on. We're using that as our main source of news, as well as the Pirates Booty and the pre-show, Walk the Plank, that Rich Kanji hosts. But Yeah, somebody destroyed it, got in, wiped it all out. So I didn't even get any notice from YouTube, nothing. It's just like it didn't exist. Nothing, just gone. There were no strikes. There was nothing. No, there was no strikes. There was nothing. We didn't do anything bad. There was nothing copyrighted on there. It just disappeared. And I was like, son of a... So I'm in the process right now of working with YouTube and replacing it, but it's just a long process. Everything has to be re-uploaded again, all over again, but we're going to hope and not missing a beat. As this show will air on premiere night, as it is now, live, it will also air on, it'll be our first show back on YouTube. So we still have YouTube. You can still search for Dead and Buried Treasures on YouTube, but you're going to have to resubscribe to the channel, to all of our subscribers that were out there. If you like to watch it through Comcast, and that's the only way that viewers in Washington County near Pittsburgh can view Dead and Buried Treasures, is through YouTube, unless you go to your computer. And some people just like to watch it the old-fashioned way, on their TV at home, sitting around with their 70-inch screen, and that's the only way they can do it. So we are going to premiere on YouTube, as usual, but we're going to change YouTube around a bit. Generally, the premiere night, there will be a folder on YouTube on our channel for premiere night, and it'll have the 3 shows. The pre-show, Walk the Plank, the main show, Dead and Buried Treasures, and the after show, The Pirate's Booty, all in a folder, and they will all be there, time released as a premiere. They will be in that folder until the next new show is available. Okay? But then there will also be another folder called Watch Party. And in that folder, we'll have any show connected to the main show that we did when we had when we started the show. So in other words, The Pirate's Booty didn't come along until the 2nd season. So if we do a rerun of the 1st season, we'll probably have our pre-show on there, the main show, but no Pirate's Booty, obviously. That folder will change once a week, generally Sunday nights. Generally Sunday nights. We'll change that around. But all of the episodes are going to be locked now. They're going to be marked private until you want to watch a show. And the reason we're doing that is because of this hack that got in and just messed around with our channel and then just decided to delete it. I can't tell you how upset a lot of my producers and affiliates down the line were, but the good news is we never missed a beat. We've stayed in line with what we needed to do. All of our affiliates are still on the air, and they still have new material, and we're kind of working on it as we go. The only thing that really affected was YouTube, and we still got our premiere on in time. It'll be on this Sunday night. If you're watching this now, you just watched the premiere, but if you're watching this on Facebook on the Friday beforehand, generally we premiere our new stuff on Fridays and Saturdays at midnight with an 11:30 pre-show, and then the after show immediately following the main show. And then Sunday nights we'll do YouTube at 9 o'clock. It's an earlier time where we'll do it there. And our watch parties will generally change on Sunday nights as well. So, and we'll have new episodes out there. You'll get to see a new episode each week on YouTube, but we're just going to mark it all private so nobody can get in there and screw with us anymore. That was so inconvenient. It set us back for a while, but it didn't affect anything down the line. And everybody's been so professional about recovering from that it just amazes me. I'm just really, really happy with the support that we've gotten. Especially, I got to thank especially Rob Fleck, Rich Kanji, Dana Messino-Kanji, and all of the people out there behind the scenes that do work for us, from all of the producers, from Dustin Devine to Eric Nuttall to Gary Smith to Joe Reboy to Sluggo at the Vortex to Jack over at the Monster Channel. They've all been understanding of what happened to our plight. So thank you again for being so understanding to that. We do have some calls in the queue for tonight. We just had a new episode tonight. We just got done watching it. It was The House on Haunted Hill, and we've already wasted about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and we got a ton of phone calls. I mean, the whole queue's filled. Is the whole queue filled like usual? That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, it's what I'm seeing here. It's like, it's just, everything's blinking. So we want to start getting to these calls. Questions you might have had about tonight's show, please give us a call too. 412-691-3803 is the number. That's 412-691-3803. And if you don't get an answer right away, you might get transferred to voicemail. If you want to leave a voicemail instead, you can. If you're lucky enough to get through, we always take our calls live. That's always nice too. So we got a call from. Let's get right to it. Can we get right to it? You ready? Okay, let's get right to it. First call is from Newville, Pennsylvania. Newville, Pennsylvania. What are you doing tonight?
Hi, Captain Drake. Thanks for taking my call. This is Tom from Newville.
Hi.
Just wanted to say to you guys that I think that you and your crew are doing a great job with the show every week. I really enjoy watching it and seeing these wonderful movies that you guys are presenting. I also wanted to let you know that...
Thank you very much.
Because I feel that way, I voted for you guys in this year's Rondo Awards.
Oh, yeah.
I really do think that you are the best horror host, or one of the best horror hosts, I should say, in my book. Certainly, it's a really great horror show that I've seen.
Yeah, the Rondo Awards. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. In case you didn't know, every year they do horror host awards. They call it the Rondo Awards, and we are up for the category of Best Horror Host. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're going to win this. I really don't, but it's nice. It's kind of like the Oscars, where it's just an honor to be nominated. But Sven Gulli always walks away with it, and he's very good at what he does. He's on a network. He's on MeTV. He's national. He's on. He's very good at it, and he's been doing this for a lot longer than I have. So I appreciate the vote, but if you want to vote, you can always send yours as an email to Taraco, that's Taraco, at AOL.com. And just tell them you want to vote for Captain Calico Drake for Dead and Buried Treasures for Horror Host of the Year. That's always nice. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the vote out there. That was nice.
Yeah, it amazes me that you continue to put out such a great quality show.
Thank you.
The other thing that amazes me is the fact that you guys are based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You would think something like this would be coming out of Los Angeles and not out of Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
Who knew? But anyway, great show. I'm going to keep watching it. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. That was great. I appreciate the kind words on that. Pittsburgh gets a bad rap. Hey, we do good stuff here too, I appreciate the kind words. Where was that called? Newville, Pennsylvania. What do you? How does he watch it? Probably Facebook, I guess, or the Monster Channel, or the Vortex, right? Is that near us? Newville? No, that's out east, isn't it? Yeah. No, I appreciate the kind words. It's nice to hear that we are appreciated, and thank you. Thank you very much. We hear that. We produce quality stuff like Los Angeles does. Yeah, take that. Thanks again. We appreciate the kind words. That's always welcome. Nice to hear. Next call, we have Youngstown, Ohio on the board. Youngstown.
Ahoy, Captain.
Ahoy.
Did you come aboard?
You're granted.
Hey, is it true what I heard about what happened to your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I saw a post on your Facebook page about it, and then all of a sudden your entire channel just disappeared.
Yeah.
Will you still be on Facebook, and are you ever returning to YouTube again?
Well, yeah, we have plans to do that. I guess maybe you missed the first couple minutes of the show. We discussed all that in the beginning. Yeah, the YouTube channel was hacked, and then somebody destroyed it. So all of our shows were gone on there, but fortunately that's not where we keep the master. So yeah, we are returning to YouTube. It's just going to take a long time to do, maybe a month or more, to upload every single video we had on there and start again. So we already opened the new channel up. You can still find us at the same search word, which is Dead and Buried Treasures, and then just resubscribe. Of course, we have the first show on there will be this particular weekend's episode with House on Haunted Hill, and slowly but surely we're going to get everything else up on there. There will be a different change how it's handled though. Everything will be marked private except for 2 folders, which will be premiere night, which will be open for every new episode to go into, and the watch party night, which we will change weekly. But unfortunately, that's the way we're going to have to do it for a while because I'm not taking any chances around this time around. So, yeah, thank you for the kind words. We were sorry to see it go too, but we are going to be up and running already as we speak. So, thank you so much. This next call coming in from Alicia in Los Angeles. Is that correct? In Los Angeles. Hello, Alicia. How are you tonight?
Hi, this is Alicia Cataline, Alicia Mistress of the Undead on Facebook, or Alicia, the Baby Girl Vampire Group.
Oh.
I'm just calling to say that I love your show. I love Pirate, and it's very enjoyable. I love your green screen, all your special effects, and I love your voice and your laugh, and I love your parrot. It's so cute.
Jack, I'm sure we'll appreciate it.
I'm a horror hostess, so if you need someone else, you can let me know.
Oh, absolutely. We are always in the market. The way we have to do things now for the pandemic, that might come in handy. So thank you. That I might take you up on that.
And an actress.
Oh, an actress too. Good, great.
Thank you. Also, I think you should advertise on the radio and on TV and the internet.
But thank you, Alicia. I appreciate that. Was from Los Angeles. Did she say she was a horror host? Mistress of the Undead. The baby vampire. She did sound a little younger. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Well, thank you, Alicia. I appreciate the kind words. 412-691-3803 is the number to call. Call and get into the queue now. The lines are still flooded. Wow. What is it, 2:30 in the morning or something? But hey, we appreciate you guys wanting to talk to us about what happened tonight on the show. As always. Next call we have is from Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina. Hello, how are things in Raleigh tonight?
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Boy, I gotta tell you, I watch your show every week, and what a great show you do. My kids and I, we laugh at every joke.
Oh, good.
It's a great monster movie, and it's truly, truly a family show.
Great. I'm glad you think so.
I have so much fun, and so do the kids. Mm-hmm. Ready for this?
Yeah.
My youngest one dresses up like a pirate now, so thanks for that. Now my second one wants to get into TV, and he watches a lot of behind-the-scenes shows. I was wondering, if you had a behind-the-scenes documentary on your show yet, or one that we could watch somewhere, maybe on YouTube?
It's funny that you said that because I've been planning on doing one now for some time. But like I said, the pandemic's kind of has really, really hindered us, like everybody, in getting something produced like that. I just had a talk with Dana Massino, Kanji, who also plays Professor Gertie, about this last week. And we really want to do a behind-the-scenes special about the show. Not like a big giant production, but like an 8 or 9 minute little behind-the-scenes thing that we can use on the show, where we sit down and interview each other about what our expectations were and how they changed once the show got going, and how things are going now. I think that would be interesting, especially since we won that award last year, and I think that is something. So yes, there is one coming. It's just now with the YouTube channel shutting down, and we're trying to get it back on the air. That's kind of take precedence right now. So it's coming. We're getting there. It's just going to take a little bit to do, because we just talked about this last week. It's so funny that you called. But so yes, it is coming, slow but sure. 412-691-3803 is the number. WDBT Pirate Radio. I am Erik Sprowls. I play Captain Calico Drake, and I am the series creator of Dead and Buried Treasures. And I up until for the next, how long have we been on there? So another 35 minutes we'll be taking your calls. Is that correct? Or up until that much time? Okay, yeah. Ish. Because it's late. And we'll be taking your calls. This next one comes from Fairchance. Oh, Fairchance, Pennsylvania. Oh, you know what's in Fairchance? You know what's down there? That's home of Rich's Fright Farms, who we had on the show back in Halloween. Did it say who it was? Oh, they're not from Riches. Oh, okay. They're just from Fairchance. So this next call comes from Dana in Fairchance, Pennsylvania. How are things in Fairchance tonight?
Hi, Captain Drake.
Hello.
I always enjoy your show. Thank you so much for having me on.
You bet, anytime.
I live in Fayette County, and we've really missed your show on here for the last couple of months.
Oh, yeah.
I guess Atlantic Broadband is having some computer issues.
Yeah, you're talking about FCC channels, FCTV, Channel 77. And it's in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, but it's on Atlantic Broadband. They've had some software issues there, for a while. Probably almost this entire, well, I can't say this entire year, probably since February, maybe January. And so the show getting on the air in the Uniontown area in Fayette County has been iffy at best for the last month or so. But I'm told that they've got the problem corrected and they've got some new software equipment in, and it's just a matter of learning it quickly. And we're not the only show affected by that. There's another horror host show down in that area called Fright Night Theater that a good friend of mine, a good friend of mine, the Spooky Spectre, also hosts, and he's in the same boat. He can't get a show on the air down there either. So they tell me that they've gotten new software in. It's a matter of learning it, and we might have been on this evening, but because we haven't been on for a month or two, we're behind. So while we're getting the new premiere show tonight in the Bethel Park and parts of Allegheny County area, Monroeville's behind by a month, and they had a rerun tonight. But FCTV in Fayette County is also behind, and they're behind a handful of episodes. I think that they're one that was supposed to air tonight was The Long Hair of Death, which was a Barbara Steele classic. So they're about, 5 episodes behind now that they're going to have to make up somehow. Yeah. So FCTV, Channel 77 in Fayette County, they finally got some equipment together. They might have even been on the air tonight, but they're getting it together slow but sure. That's good news.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But I really like the fact that you have an afternoon slot at CUTV on Wednesdays at noon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Plus, now you're back on Friday nights where you should be at 11 o'clock on FCTV Channel 77.
Right. Yahoo!
We were wondering when you'd be back to Fayette County. I remember talking to you last year when you told me the pandemic wouldn't allow it for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
Glad that's over. It's so nice to see you back.
Well, thank you very much, and I thank you for the kind words, Dana. That call coming from Fairchance, Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're back on CUTV as well, but we're in a different capacity there, and I kind of like it. We've gotten some feedback that's pretty positive on that. Facebook comments and emails and things like that. We're on Wednesday afternoons at noon, from noon until 4 o'clock. And it's a pre-show, obviously, from like noon till 12:30, and the show starts at 12:30 to 3:30. And I don't know if they do the after show just yet. I think they're doing reruns down there from the first season to get caught up. But, yeah, that's kind of neat. And I like the idea of doing an afternoon slot. It turns out that it was the best that CUTV could do, and that's okay because we're in Fayette County anyway. But it's nice to have an afternoon slot because that way it's not on quite as late and people still get to see the show. And our feedback has been pretty positive in the afternoon as well, so that's always a good thing. But I'm glad you're loving the idea. It's worked out pretty well. 412-691-3803 is the number. That's 412-691-3803. That's the Pirate's Booty. And we'll be taking your booty calls for another half hour. But right now, we're going to hear from a word from our sponsor, and we will be right back.
Phoenix Comics and Toys has done it again.
Hi, Dakota's here!
Yar, me hearties! The Dead and Buried Treasure Fan Club is now accepting new crew.
Wow, Jonathan Benson at H7.
Each fan club kit contains one decoder statue with a secret compartment containing your doubloon, one autographed photo of the captain and Jack, and one welcoming letter. Yar!
My gold doubloon!
Decode each episode's code for a chance to win prizes. Yar! Set sails to Etsy and Facebook to order yours today. Yar!
Buster, your brother needs to use the bathroom.
Get your Dead and Buried Treasures merchandise at redbubble.com with the search words Dead and Buried Treasures. T-shirts, travel mugs, hoodies, blankets, phone cases, and much, much more. You too can even take a shower with Captain Calico Drake with a shower curtain.
This is ridiculous. How is this even possible?
That's redbubble.com and use the search words Dead and Buried Treasures. So what are you waiting for? You too can be as cool as a pirate.
Yes, of course.
That's redbubble.com and search for Dead and Buried Treasures. Redbubble.com.
That I thought I would dabble in the art world myself.
That's redbubble.com and search for Dead and Buried Treasures.
They'll no doubt want to pay top dollar for me service. Yar! Welcome back to WDBT Radio, The Pirate's Booty, the official after-show podcast of Dead and Buried Treasures, where tonight we just got done watching our latest show, House on Haunted Hill. And it's, you know what's funny? We haven't had any comments about the ex-wife. It's been a lot of like news and newsy notes stuff, like what's going on with YouTube, what's going on with the channels we're on. We haven't had anything about the actual show tonight. I thought that would be flooded because we went back to comedy. You know, maybe people prefer the mythology, and it's always interesting to get the feedback from what people like. So, yeah, get in the queue. We're still taking calls for another half hour. I think another half hour. Is that true? Yeah, just about until we get tired, I guess. We try to do last week we only did a half hour's worth of calls. Oh, because we wanted to get it on PCTV. That's right. Okay, that's fine. Well, I find this out. You know, we had a production meeting about this, and it's like, you guys tell me afterwards. Oh, that's all right. It's all water under the bridge. That's fine. No, that's okay. 412-691-3803. Mentioning our sponsors again for the show. Redbubble. For all your Dead and Buried Treasures merchandise. Merch. When did they come up with that slang? Merch. That's what the young kids say, right? The hip kids. Not the old pirates like me. Right. Merch! Get your merch! That's like as if. I remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer said that, and even that's an old reference now. So get your merch at redbubble.com. And also, Phoenix Comics and Toys, the home of the Dead and Buried Treasures fan club, where you can subscribe and get the Captain Calico Drake decoder statue or whatever variant of statue you want. They're coming out with another one this July like they did at Christmas. They had a Christmas statue called Santa Drake, and now you have Uncle Drake. Uncle Drake? Uncle Sam Drake. Captain Sam. We'll have to think of a name for that. Where I'm all in red, white, and blue with a big top hat, and I have fireworks on it and a big American flag. That'll be interesting. I love those statues. That's a lot of fun. That really has taken off. So I'm pretty happy about that. So Phoenix Comics and Toys and Redbubble are sponsors as always for the after show. Getting right back into it, we have several calls in the queue waiting to be answered. This one is coming from Naperville, Illinois. Naperville? Is that correct? Naperville, Illinois. Hello, what's going on in Illinois tonight?
Yar, Captain Callio!
Yar!
I think you ruled these seas with your boy Erik, but no, it is me and my crew of AEW boys who rule these lands. No, your toys are cheap and your movies are tacky. We'll get you, Captain.
All right. Well, thank you. And that's another solid reason as to why we air the show on the weekend. Stay in and drink. What the hell is that? It's like, it sounded like some like cowboy wrestler guy who him and his buds are like hanging out on Friday night, watching the show. Glad to see it. They want to challenge me to a deep sea battle, I guess. I don't know. Sounds like they're wrestling fans. They kept saying, what did they say? They're from A&W? Isn't that root beer? I don't know. They sound like they're wrestling fans because they kept making that reference of you'll never hold the belt. You'll never get the belt. I'm like, no, you're right there. I don't watch wrestling. So the only belt I have is my buckle or my seat. I have a seat belt. So you're right. Yay! Good for you. Oh my God. So they want to challenge me to a battle on the high seas. Well, a challenge accepted. I don't quite know what to say. I don't. No one's ever challenged me to a fight. I guess he wants to beat me up and meet me in the parking lot. Him and his friends. Well, thank you for the call in. And my favorite is Blue Moon. I'll take some of that. Although the Liberty Pole, cheap plug, in Washington makes a wonderful creamed bourbon. And now they make a shamrock cream, too, that I might be trying. Maybe that'll help me get to the level that my A&W friend cowboy wrestlers are. Call back. I'd like to. They hung up too early. I'd like to have talked to them a little bit more. 412-691-3803 is the number for the Pirates Booty, the official after show of Dead and Buried Treasures. This next call is coming from Scottsdale, Arizona. Laura, right? Yeah, Laura, how are things in Scottsdale tonight?
Hi, Eric. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime, Laura.
Is it true what I saw on your Facebook page, that somebody hacked and destroyed your YouTube channel?
Yes.
Because if it is, that's a real shame.
I agree. You couldn't be any farther from the truth. As we've been talking about all night, just to answer your question in case you missed the first few callers, our YouTube page was hacked and they completely destroyed. Some type of piracy got in and did a number on us, and it's a slow but sure job. But we're building a new boat, we are, and we still have our name, Dead and Buried Treasures. So if you search for us on YouTube, and that's the only way that apparently Comcast people in Washington County can view our show. When you get onto your Xfinity remote and say, "Show me YouTube," and your voice command takes you to YouTube, just say, "Show me Dead and Buried Treasures" on YouTube, and you should be taken to the page. It's just a slow process of refixing it, getting everything up to where it was, and we will have that done hopefully in about a month, reloading all the episodes. Yeah.
Well, that's really, really too bad.
Yeah.
I hope it's not long before you get your YouTube page back up and running.
About a month, I think.
Thanks for taking my call.
You bet, Laura. Thank you for the call, and thank you for the kind words again, because everybody apparently misses the YouTube page. I thought we had more subscribers on the Facebook page, but the theme tonight is YouTube, and I guess really, other than Facebook, the only way to view the show, if you're not in the Pittsburgh area, because we had a phone call from, was that LA tonight and North Carolina, and wasn't there another call somewhere out east? From at least, and then hers from Scottsdale, Arizona, right? So the only way to view us would be the Vortex, the Horror Host Network, the Monster Channel, which we're on about once a month with those two avenues, and of course YouTube or Facebook. So we'll get it up as soon as we can, Laura, we promise. We're working on it. 412-691-3803 is the number. WDBT Radio. That's the Pirates Booty, taking your booty calls for about another 20 minutes or so. This next call is coming from Heinzman, Kentucky. Is that correct? Heinzman? Did I pronounce it right? Hindman, Kentucky. Well, anyway, it's coming from Kentucky. Chris, how are things down there in Kentucky?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions for you. First, what is the debt that the mermaid on the show tells you that she has to repay to you? And second, was that your real life on the show playing Juliana?
Oh, 2 questions about tonight's show. The first one was, what is the debt that Marabella owes me that she keeps referring to? You're going to have to tune in and keep watching to find out. Part of it is I saved her life in the episode prior to the one tonight, where I first found her after 80 years, and she turned the tables on me, and she was a good friend of mine, but she lied to me, and she stole something from me, and when she was in human form, walking with legs, she started to drown because she couldn't get back to water. So I had to take her there. That is in our last episode when we hosted Terror Creatures from the Grave. And that's why she owes a debt of gratitude to me. And what was the second one he said? No, there were 2. There was that one and... Oh, Juliana. Yes, Juliana. I'm glad he brought her up. Juliana was played by Diana Cousins, who, as most of you know, when I'm not Captain Calico Drake, I'm a college professor, believe it or not, who teaches TV and film, and Diana was one of my former students when I taught out at the Art Institute of Ohio in Cincinnati. And she did a great job. And what? Oh, that's right. Okay. No, she was not my actual wife. She was a student of mine back in the day, and she did, actually when we wrote the role originally, it was supposed to be a crazy ex-girlfriend shows up. When we wrote this as a substitute show, because I was having such a problem during the pandemic getting in touch with Dana Messino Kanji, because she's got 4 kids and she had to homeschool. The pandemic changed everything. And so I had to write a couple quick substitute episodes. So this one was a quick substitute episode. This one and the last one, introducing the mermaid and her. And I'm glad we did, because now it gives us a lot of variety. And I really had a good time working with both. We had a lot of technical problems in the last 2 episodes. Challenges, really, with the mermaid and the challenges of bringing her to life. And also my wife tonight in the show, working with green screens. And Diana, I think, wanted to take my head off, who plays Juliana, probably wanted to kill me at one point. So it was almost like a real wife relationship, because what you saw tonight, that was the 4th time she shot all that. Right. Yeah. You didn't know that? No, okay. Yeah, that was the 4th time she had shot that, because the first time, when she appears in segment 7, she's supposed to have like a wedding dress on with flowers and a veil and the whole bit. Well, she couldn't find a wedding dress. No one would loan it. No one would rent it. No one would do anything, because unless they wanted $1,000. I said, no, we're not doing that. This is supposed to be a fun time. So she found a light blue dress, and I thought, okay, that'll work. It looked kind of wedding-y, a little bit like a wedding. And it just, for whatever reason, she shot the whole segment, did the whole thing, uploaded it to YouTube. I downloaded it on my end, and when I tried to chroma key it, it wouldn't work. And I felt like an idiot, because I teach this stuff, and I thought, oh man, why is this working? It's a light blue, and it's not green, but I guess because it is in the aqua family, it just wouldn't chroma key right. So I could see through her. I called her, I said, Diana, we need to do this again. And she goes, all right. Now, she's a nurse in real life. She does model stuff on the side as a gig. She has a very successful modeling career, too. So she shot it again, and she dropped the dress, but went with the old red and black outfit. But the flowers, when she brought the flowers into the shot, she wasn't thinking, because they had green stems and green buds and like baby's breath. So when she held them up at any time in front of the camera, I could see right through her. And I was like, oh no. So I called her again. And I said, Diana, take the flowers and throw them across the room. Why? Because they have green in them. I can see right through you. Well, it's just flowers. I said, but it looks so bad. I can still see through you. I said, but it's kind of nice because we had the idea to do everything with Diana like in Pink, almost like what was the woman's name on Harry Potter? The college, the professor that was all in pink, and she had cats and pink walls and pink dishes and pink dresses, and she was in the 5th movie, I think. If you know the answer, call it in and tell me who that was. The woman in pink. I can't remember her name, but I wanted her to be all crazy and all pink and all this, and it was just refreshing that she, because she's had some experience, I think, as a model, understood how there's problems. And when you deal with chroma key, you have all kinds of different problems that can arise. So she was a real trooper, but to come back to your original question, no, she was not my real wife. I appreciate that, though. She did a great job tonight, and but we had to, it was just hell not knocking out some of those technicalities. So, but thank you for the question. Where did that come from? Oh, Hindman, Kentucky. That's right. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. 412-691-3803 is the number for the Pirates Booty, where we'll be taking your booty calls for another 15, maybe 20 minutes, if we can irk it out. No, 15. Okay. This next call coming from Raleigh, North Carolina. Another North Carolina. How about that? This is Scooter from Raleigh, North Carolina. How are things down in North Carolina tonight?
Oh, wow, Eric. I'm surprised I got through. Hey, look, I just wanted to say you do a great job as Captain Drake, so big fan. Did actually have a quick question. When you advertised that you were going to have a mermaid on the show, I was kind of curious as how you were going to do it. I have to say it turned out pretty cool.
Thank you.
But when I watched the pre-show, I believe it was when you had the interview with Marabella. It looked really difficult, but you managed to do a really good job on it. And I was wondering if she is going to be a reoccurring character each week.
It's funny that you asked that. Yes, she's going to be a reoccurring character. Whether she will be every week, I don't know. Marabella is played to expert perfection by Aline Isley. And she is an actress whose husband is a film director, and they make some low-budget horror films. And so she's got her own gig going on. I know that, for example, she said in the month of April, she's really booked. So she won't be on anytime soon in a new show. But she did a great job with the last two. So yes, there are plans that I want her to be a recurring character, and I think that she's on board with that. We don't have to really push her hard to have to do it, because she knows what it's like. Everything she did for the show, both shows, the one for Terror Creatures and tonight's episode of House on Haunted Hill, she did on her own with a green screen and the costuming. I mean, I thought that turned out phenomenal. She's even made her head even more red. She got it colored. I don't know if she'll kill me or not for hearing this or not, but she even colored it so it's even brighter red. I'm loving to see that, because when you think of mermaids, it's been kind of emblazoned in our head, Ariel, Ariel, Ariel. So I also like to market her, and I kind of joke with her, as well as our fans on the Facebook page. Tune in for the second most famous mermaid you know. And I think we can all appreciate the humor in that. But her husband is shooting a movie. It's a sequel, actually, called Carousel 2. And I know she's in it or tied up with it, so we do have plans to have her come back on the show, but unfortunately, we don't have any immediate plans to have her on in the next show. That's why I'm trying to get more and more characters so we can have more flexibility as to who could be on the show when it's needed and who could take a break,
Okay, so there's that one.
Yeah.
And then the next one is, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to the real Captain Drake. Such a big fan.
Where'd you go? Where did we lose him? Was it Scooter in North Carolina? Yeah. That was hysterical. I love that when you get all like, oh my gosh, it's Calico Drake. I can't believe I'm talking to him. Just don't be my first stalker. I don't want to like go home and have you sit in my bushes with a box of donuts and a pair of binoculars going, hey, what's up? So, hey, thank you for the kind words. I'm sure Aline Isley, who plays Marabella, also appreciates your kind words, and thank you for your phone call. 412-691. Man, we've all had 3803. We've had all types tonight, haven't we? We had the wrestling crazy guys from the mental institution who called in and wants to challenge me to a fight. Some battle in the high seas for a belt. I'm like, no, that's okay. You got it. You win. And they were like test dummies for, like, you know, you put in cars and drive real fast toward a wall. Yeah, and then of course him who I got a stalker. Huh? Not bad for a night, huh? 412-691-3803 WDBT Pirate Radio. We be taking your booty calls for another 10 minutes or so on this show, the official after show to Dead and Buried Treasures, the Pirates Booty. This next call coming from Houston, Texas. Hello, Houston, Texas. Houston, do we have a problem?
Hey, Captain, can you hear me?
I can.
Well, I can hear you.
What?
Hey. Yeah, my kid and I, we just love watching your show, man. We tune in every single Friday. You guys got some great storytelling going on there, let me tell you.
Oh, good. Glad you...
I got through.
Yeah, you're having a problem with your phone, I think.
Speaking of which, I actually follow you on the Facebook page, and I see that this summer there's a new statue that's going to be coming out. Is this going to be the Dakota statue, I'm assuming?
It is. It is going to be the new statue, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I have the first two already.
Yes.
Well, anyway, is there any way to give us a sneak peek at that statue? Is it a Gertie by chance? Or is the captain wearing a bikini?
Hello?
Thanks for answering, Captain.
Okay. Right, well, okay, give us a call back, Houston, because we're having some problems getting you on the phone, I think. Anyway, I did hear enough that I can answer that. Yeah, so we are having the new Decoder statue coming out in July. It'll be 4th of July themed. We are having new mini figurine statues coming out, and this is all through Phoenix Comics and Toys, through the home of our fan club. There'll be more on this probably in the new newsletter that is due to come out here in the next month or so. Yes, it'll be like an Uncle Sam kind of thing with some fireworks and an American flag. That'll be the Decoder statue. And then, of course, there is the one based on Gertie, which they're in the talking stages. Is that right? The pre-production stage? Talking stages about that, as well as Marabella as another mini, right? And Jasper, who that's a little bit longer down the pike. That's probably like August, September. Right. Okay. Just so I got all that straight. So that's probably how we're going to handle that. And we have that to look forward to. So we don't have a preview of the Gertie, and the Siren. We don't have a preview for the Gertie or the Siren or Marabella or Jasper. But we do have the preview of the Uncle Sam Decoder statue for Captain Drake. It's either online. Look for it on our Facebook page. Oh, do we have it here? Can we roll that? We may or may not have it here. So it may air during the podcast. This is meant more of a radio show anyway. So if we don't have it, if you don't see it tonight, you'll see it sometime. Look on our Facebook page for the preview on that. And by the way, some of the previews I saw one during Walk the Plank tonight, where Rich Kanji was talking about them, and he put a couple of visuals in there. That was those statues under construction. That was not the finished product that you were looking at there. I say that because they didn't have any shininess to them. They didn't have I want to say shellac, and that's probably not the right word. There's some kind of coating that goes on those when those are done to make them really nice and shiny and in good shape. And that was not the finished product. That was kind of a dull first painting in process kind of photos we were looking at tonight. So just for clarity on that show, and to wrap it up tonight on this show, because we're on for another 5 minutes, We have time for one more call? Okay. That was those statues in production, in process. They were not finished. That was showing them as they were being made. So, we have time for one more call tonight. This one is from Buffalo, New York. Oh, Buffalo, New York. Hey, it's WBXZ territory. Maybe they're up there watching the show. The show's up there on Monday nights at 11:30. Joe Reboy up there has developed on WBXZ. They call it Throwback Television. A way of showing multiple horror hosts throughout the week. And we have the Monday night at 11:30 time slot. So this call comes from Buffalo, right? Okay, hey, hello, Buffalo. Come in, Buffalo.
Good evening, Captain. Permission to come aboard, sir.
Permission granted.
Hey, thank you, Captain. First, I just wanted to say how good a job you do at hosting the show. Where I live, there's about 4 different shows, 4 different horror shows in the area. Mm-hmm. And yours is probably the most polished out of all of them, really.
Oh, thank you.
It looks good. It sounds good. And one of the shows that I watch here, you can't even tell what they're saying. I wanted to talk about, in addition to tonight's show, is when will we be seeing the new villain? I think he premiered on your Long John Silver show.
Yes, the new villain. We premiered a brand new villain back, I want to say, before Christmas. He was going to be our Joker type of villain, where, you know, you have all these other adventures and villains and everything, but I wanted the Joker. And we had him there, and we haven't seen him since. And that's because if you watch that episode carefully, and if you want to do a little historical look at it, in the final minutes of that episode, we unveiled a new villain, and he says, "Should we attack?" And I think the villain says, "No, we need to observe him for a while and see what his strengths and weaknesses are, and also because he knows where the island is." So this villain knows about the island. They know where it is. They don't know where it is, but they know that Captain Drake does. So they want to keep him under observation, just following. But they did manage to they time traveled themselves. You could find that out in the dialogue, because they managed to go forward into the 22nd century, and they've developed a cloaking device for the boat, for their ship, and they can obviously time travel. And that comes as an added benefit to the bad guys, because we've time traveled somehow to the 21st century here, and we're hosting these monster movies. And if you watch the show, you can find out all about the mythology behind that. But yes, we haven't seen the villain. So the villain wasn't in this episode. He wasn't in the last episode, but he might appear in the next episode, observing Captain Drake and his swashbuckling crew before, I think in our May sweeps, we have a plan that there's going to be some kind of battle. We just don't know exactly. We're still writing those scripts. So it'll be a lot of fun to see what happens over the next few months before summer gets here. Yes, there is going to be some kind of a battle. You can count on that. So, hey, thank you again for tuning in to our official after show of Dead and Buried Treasures. This has been The Pirate's Booty, where we take your booty calls for about an hour after the show is over to discuss what happened in the show itself, and any questions you might have about the fan club or merchandise or upcoming shows or things like that. We thank all of our calls that came in tonight. We thank all of our producers down the line for everything, as always, for helping out on the show and allowing us into your living rooms for about 4 hours of fun. And who knows, who doesn't need fun? Am I right? In this world today, for a change, right? So, hey, thanks again for tuning in. We will be back, as always, next time to answer your booty calls. If you didn't get through this time, please feel free to leave a voicemail message. We can always use that as well, and we might answer that either on our Walk the Plank pre-show or even here on our after show. So thanks again, once again, to all of my affiliate associate producers from Dustin Devine at PCTV to Eric Nuttall at FCTV to Dave Cable, as always, from our flagship station at BPTV, Channel 7. Fiore Mastracci for his assistance over at BPTV, to Gary Smith at CUTV, to Sluggo over at the Vortex, to Jack and Jacqueline over at the Monster Channel, to Joe Reboy at WBXC in Buffalo, New York. Thank you, everybody, for helping us and putting our show on the air and making it a wonderful success. We are out of time. It's been an hour. It's been great talking to everybody. Keep your questions and Facebook comments coming in. Our YouTube channel will be up and running as soon as we can. Until then, tune in on our Facebook channel for some episodes if you don't live in the Pittsburgh area. And if you do live in the Pittsburgh area, just turn on your TV. This is Captain Calico Drake. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Another week, another fun time we've had. And I will see you next time and on the official after show to Dead and Buried Treasures, the Pirate's Booty, where we take your booty calls. Until next time, it's a pirate's life for me. Take care.